Greetings and welcome to SP News 17. I'm Joanna Rios Cruz, bringing you the need to know of school psychology. This just in, a group of school psychology trainees have provided the SP world with a training video on Consultee-centered consultation do's and don'ts. But before showing you the video, I'd like to tell you what Consultee-centered consultation is. Consultee-centered consultation is also known as CCC. CCC emphasizes a helping relationship between a consultant and a consultee who seeks professional help with a work problem regarding a client. The goal of the consultation process is to develop a way for the consultee to engage in conceptual change from one of the following problems that they may have with their client: lack of knowledge, lack of skill, lack of confidence, or lack of objectivity. Within the CCC model, there are 4 phases. The first is establish and maintain rapport. The second is problem identification and analysis. The third is intervention, and the fourth is the follow-up.
Hi Nellie, how are you today?
My day's going pretty well.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So
How's yours?
Oh, thank you
Yeah.
for asking.
Yeah.
I'm having a good day too. You know, it's a minimum day, like you said. So.
Yeah.
Yep. So the reason I wanted to chat with you today was because I talked to you a little bit in the hallway, and you were telling me about a student that you were having some challenges with. So I just kind of wanted to get to know things from your perspective and understand more, you know, what was going on with that student, and really just hear things, you know, from your angle. And so, you know, the way I was kind of thinking about this is that we could work together, you know, to problem solve what's going on.
Yeah.
Really, you know, not one of us being like, you know, the expert, but really just taking the time to, you know, work together to figure out what we can do to help you. Does that sound like something that you would be interested in?
Oh, definitely. That sounds like a great idea.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about Hector and what's been going on with him?
Yeah, Hector, lately I don't know what to do. He's been like off task most of the time, to where he gets out of his seat and walks around and sometimes just randomly picks up paper and talks to his peers a lot. And I'm just like, I'm to the point where I'm noticing a lot of like changes academically, and especially with his spelling, and even his math is like coming down to where he's like below average now. Like there's something going on, and I changed him to the front of the class to be closer to me, but it's not working. And I don't know, at this point I'm just like, his work is not being turned in as well, not just in the classroom, but like the homework that I give him, that I assign, like he brings it either incomplete, or sometimes he tries, I guess, but it's not completed, and there isn't any family support. The family immigrated maybe 4 years or 5 years ago, so they're not really fluent in English, and I know he has an older sister who helps him, but homework is not getting done. And it's hard for me to see him like that, and I don't know what to do.
That sounds like a lot. I can see how that would be really frustrating for you. You went over a lot of things just then, so I want to make sure that I'm understanding, you know, everything, all the concerns that you have. So it sounds like he's struggling academically, and that's one of your concerns, and then you feel like he's off task a lot, and that's kind of what's contributing to him being lower.
I'm not sure if he's, you know, the other thing I forgot to mention, attendance. He's not coming to school, and I don't know if he's not retaining the information, or if it's because he's not in school. I don't know.
Okay. So it sounds to me like there's a lot going on, so you're not sure what to do with it. Is that right? Okay. So you have a lot of concerns that you listed. Is there one that's maybe more like most pressing for you?
Yes, his off-task behavior. know if it's like if that's what is affecting him academically. I don't know. Like I need to know like how to get him back on track or like, what's going on because he wasn't. Yeah, I don't know.
So if off-task behavior is the one that you want to focus on, that's most pressing for you, can you tell me a little bit about what that looks like when he's off-task? You mentioned a little bit that he kind of walks around class and he picks up paper, but can you tell me a little bit more about what his off-task behavior looks like?
Yeah, so like even today I assigned him to a group and he got in his group. As soon as they started reading, he got up and from the corner of my eye, I noticed that he started walking around the classroom and like he had a piece of paper in his hand and like kind of tearing it up. And then as he's walking to the trash can, he's talking to his peers. But it's taking him a long time to get to that trash can. And he throws the paper away and then he starts walking back and like he notices there's like a piece of paper on the floor again and he picks that up and goes and throws it again. Takes him to the point where part of that group discussion is already gone, half of the time has gone. Like he's just wandering around. So I don't know.
So is it always that he's just kind of wandering, or is that the only thing that he does, or are there other off-task behaviors that he exhibits?
Like I said, he'll talk to his peers. Sometimes I notice that like instead of doing his math, he'll end up like playing with his paper, like not the paper, but like his paper clip, and sometimes he'll have like the eraser and he'll make like holes in it. I don't know. He like entertains himself with other things instead of doing the assignment or the task.
So it's always kind of doing something to prevent him from working. So like, is it even like he can't even get started, or does he start and then do these things?
I feel like he gets started, but then like he manages the way to figure out how to get away from doing the task, whether it's going to the bathroom too. And like I've tried to put a stop to that now, like, try to go before you come to class, or not so much a stop. I mean, I let him go, but bathroom breaks are not as frequent as they used to be because he would take a long time to come back.
Have you noticed a time when it's better or when it's worse, like a time of day or maybe even a subject?
Yeah, during reading for sure. If it has to do with writing and reading, that he'll avoid it. And then math, when we're doing like comprehension questions, like problem solving with like word problem solving.
So you mentioned it's really bad. It sounds like it's really bad during reading, but it's the worst when there's a reading-writing task, like when those are put together. And you mentioned that he avoids it, so he won't do any of the work at all.
He won't do any of the work at all. Like okay. I can see he'll try to start it and then he just stops.
Okay. So what does the trying to start look like then?
He'll write maybe a couple words and then. Okay, today he was writing a couple words and he wrote, I think, a sentence, and then he started talking to his peer and asking her questions, and I wasn't sure if he was asking her questions to like clarify or he was just talking to her. I didn't get close enough to hear, but those are the things that eventually when he gets back to doing his task, he doesn't do it because the time has already gone by, or he does get like the first part of it completed, but it's not enough to where his other peers have already completed the assignment.
He's just falling further and further behind. How long has this been going on?
Ever since I started noticing that he's been absent, well, either Fridays, Mondays, and it's becoming like routine, and I'm not sure why he's been absent, but occasionally there was like 3 Fridays that in a row he was absent, and sometimes we have like our spelling test during that time on the Fridays, and so I noticed that he's been, let's say, maybe 3 months now.
So basically, there was a time where he started to be absent more frequently, and once he started to be absent more frequently, that's when you started to see these
Yeah,
issues.
I guess, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you had similar problems like this before, or similar students that were challenging like this for you?
This is my first time teaching, so I haven't had this interaction before or this situation. So, no.
Okay. So then, do you have any idea of like why you think this might be happening?
I think part of me feels like it's the attendance part, that he's not here to understand what's happening, and when he does show up, like, he only gets part of it. But at the same time, before he used to like pick up on the concepts that we were learning really quickly, but now I don't really know. And then he doesn't get that support from home, so it's hard for me to keep him like up to date when, if he does miss school, like, at least I would know that there's support at home and he'll understand the material when he gets home, but that's not even there available for him.
So it sounds like you're concerned, you think what's contributing to this behavior is the fact that he's missing some school, and then at home there's that piece that he's not getting support there either. So he's not getting the instruction at school, and then he's not getting support at home.
Right? So my concern is, like, how do I, like, the material he's learning, like, is it something he's not picking up and understanding? Is it because of his, he speaks both, two languages. He speaks Spanish and English, and I'm not sure if it's the language that he's having difficulty with, because I know he's an ELL learner, or it's the fact that he's missing so much class,
So it sounds like we really need to tease out the two, like if it's a can't do, or like a, because he, lacks the capabilities, or if he can't do it because it's a lack of instruction, or if it's that like a won't do, like he doesn't want to do it. So how do you think we might be able to get that information?
Honestly, I don't even know when he struggles in the classroom the most right now. Like, so I think I need to narrow it down and kind of see if, I know right now from what we talked, like, it's in the time when he reads and he writes. So that's like language right there. He needs to understand, what he's reading and what he's writing. So that goes together, and I need to make sure, like, to pinpoint what time he's struggling the most, I guess, and to see if it's the language part and the attendance. I mean, I don't know what I can do about that. I can talk to mom and see what's going on, and because I send out an email, but because of the language barrier, like, I think that's also a problem. I haven't been able to communicate, but in the classroom I think I could take like data and see if what time of the day he's struggling, or at least not the day, but the subject or something that I'm teaching him, because now that I'm thinking about it, he walks around when, like, he has to read, he has to write, even in math he has to read, and it's like, I don't know if it's because he's behind or because he's not understanding it.
I actually really like that idea. I think that's a really good idea, and I think this is probably a good place for us to stop, because then you can go back to class and kind of be thinking about that. It can be on your mind, and so you can, take that data however, you think will work for you, just so you can be cognizant of it. And then we can come up with a time where we can meet again and discuss whatever it was that you noticed. Does that sound?
Yeah, no, that sounds like a great idea. It's making me realize things that I wasn't thinking about before. Like, I was more blaming it on parents and being out there, but it might just be that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that and look into where he's struggling. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for meeting with me.
No,
today.
thank you. This really helped me.
I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad I was able to help. But I think we're both helping each other right now. This isn't just about me or you. We want to do what's best, for Hector. So I'll give you an email and shoot out some time so we can figure out when it's best for us to meet again.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea. Thank you.
Oh my god. sorry. I'm late. Sorry. Lunch kind of ran late. Okay. Okay, so what's going on with Hector?
Hector. Yeah, I've been having a lot of issues, or I've been having some concerns with him because he's been off task a lot in class. He's not really grasping the material, and I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's because he's been late so often, and sometimes he doesn't show up to class because he's been absent. He talks to his peers a lot, and I moved him up to the front of the class near me, so that way he has more like one-on-one with me if he needed that help. But yeah, I don't know what to do. He's just off task a lot right now.
So what did you do?
What did I do? Well,
yeah, what'd you do?
I mean, like I said, I moved him to the front of the class, and then like I let him know that he can ask for clarification, like he can raise his hand whenever he needs to, and like, I mean, I don't know what else to do. And I'm not sure if he's retaining the information, if it's because he's absent so much, or I'm just confused. Like I know he's a English language learner, and I don't know. He's just off task anytime that it has to do with writing and reading and math as well. Right now, it's just it's happened for it's been going on for maybe 3 months.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you that, so you already answered that. Okay. So I mean, you make it seem like all the time like he's not even like he's always off task. So when is he on task?
On task, when is he on task? When he's motivated, when he feels like he can do it, and like when I say when he feels like he can do it, you could see it, like he'll answer questions maybe in the morning when we come back from recess. He seems to be more alert, and like he's had that interaction with his peers, so he's not wanting to talk to them as much.
So what did you do before when you had students like this?
Oh, I haven't had students like this. It's my first year teaching.
Oh, well, why do you think it's happening?
I don't know, because I mean, like I said, he's been absent. And I think it might be due to his learning another language, and since we don't offer, Spanish here, it's just a monolingual school. They just teach English, and that's it. I think he's struggling, but I don't really know.
Well, if he can't speak English and you're teaching him in English, then that's probably why this is happening.
You think then his language then?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So what do you want me to do? How can I help you?
Well, I was just wondering if there was any other interventions or something that you can suggest.
Well, you can't just say that we need to do interventions. We have to like talk about what's going on and figure out what's best for the student. So do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we can meet another time and we can talk about that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
I have Janiyah Mitchell on the phone with me, who is going to share her opinion on the training video. Hi, Janiyah, and welcome to SP News 17.
Hi, Joanna. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So tell me your thoughts on the training video.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank these two aspiring school psychologists on providing the SP world with the training video. I thought the video was great. In the training video, you see that they are in stage 1 and 2 of the consultation process. They are also using the CLAD model.
Now, what is the CLAD model?
So CLAD stands for Consultation, Learning, and Development, and it is a model framework to consider in educating consultants with global perspectives who are prepared to consult across cultures, contexts, and countries. There are 6 learning stages. 1, conceptual understanding. 2, theories informing consultation. 3, research about consultation processes and outcomes. 4, skill acquisition and practice. 5, supervised practice in school or community, and 6, advanced practice, integration, and service delivery.
Wow. So what stage did they use here?
Well, they definitely use the first stage as the consultant explains to the consultee what consultation is and what the process is going to look like, which is also known as contracting. The other class stage they used was number 4 because, hello, this is a training video for consultants in training to use as a practice tool. You know, I really think they both did a phenomenal job in getting their message across, so kudos to both of them.
I think you're right, and I agree about the training video being amazing. Well, thank you, Janaya, for providing the SP world with your feedback.
It was my pleasure.
There you have it, folks. The do's and don'ts of CCC. I'm Joanna Rios Cruz from SP News 17. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Yo, reporting live on St. Patty's Day from room F, yo. Bye.
Bye.
I was just counting down over there like I was.
Wow. What stage did they use here? Sorry.
Hi, Nellie. Thank you for coming. Okay, I already fucked up. Stop it. Stop. This is the last time. Or don't.
Okay.
We'll meet another time.
Okay, thank you. Break.